All right, so we're here with Coach Juli, Fulks, Timberland East, and the birthday girl Nakia Chesterfield following Marshall's 105-31 win over Salem. Just start with an opening statement and then questions.
Well, that's a good way to celebrate the birthday, that's for sure.
Okay.
One, this was faculty and staff night for us, and so we were really thrilled. We had a really big turnout with the faculty and staff. Our team on Friday went out and handed personal invitations to everywhere on campus. And so we want to make sure that, we have the community involved, and so I appreciate all of their efforts and everybody's efforts so that we could pull off that tonight. Hopefully we picked up, some more fans who like watching this team play because they're really fun. I thought overall for the game, after the first 5 minutes, we kind of settled into what we were trying to accomplish tonight, which was really making sure we are executing the offense. When we get 2 reversals, we're scoring at a really high rate, and so trying to have more possessions that were under control. And then one of the things, we went into the season, we didn't know we were going to be currently having as many steals a game as we do. And so, we've been averaging 15. We had 27 tonight. And making sure that when we had steals, we're calm with the ball and going down and getting really good possessions on the other end. And I thought, honestly, the very first steal, I think we turned it over, and I was like, oh, geez. But after that, we settled in, and we had some really good possessions off of some of the steals and turnovers, and that matters because we got to make sure if we're getting extra possessions, we're really utilizing those into the offense. So thought it was a really good effort. Tim was 1 rebound away from a double-double. She let one of the other guards have one of them. So, but I thought these 2 played really well, and we had a lot of good efforts from our players.
Is it after Indiana and Kentucky, was just kind of an odd thing to play a D2?
Yeah, we ran the gamut on the kind of different ends of the spectrum, but we want to make sure every year in our 2 games that we're able to bring in other divisions, that we're bringing in West Virginia teams, and they're getting a chance to come to Marshall and have this experience. And and that coach coached Meredith in high school, and so that was kind of an extra fun connection that we had tonight. But yeah, that's obviously different, and that's okay. Like, we can accomplish different things in those games. I thought, against Kentucky and Indiana, we were really focused on the defensive end, and we did a really good job. And then some things offensively were just a little harder. And then tonight we kind of got settled, and we need to see the ball go through. We had some good looks those last week, and we just couldn't find the bottom of the net, and so that was good. I felt like we settled over the course of the game, and a lot of good things happen when you get used to seeing the ball go in and different reps.
Definitely. I know Meredith, kind of a little bit of a breakout game for her too.
Yeah,
she needed
yeah.
that, huh?
Yeah, we tried to run some different stuff to get her into the post player. It's one of the things she's worked at. And we were really intentional tonight about running her off, out of one of our sideline, sets, and then just in one of our continuous offense. We need to make sure that we can do different things and score in different ways. And so I thought she did a good job on the interior tonight.
Nurse Blessing didn't play. Is she okay?
We assume so. So we hope to have her back later this week, but day by day.
Oh, good. Timberland, almost a double-double. You feeling good out there?
Yes, sir. I feel like I'm finally healthy with the knee problem, so I'm just trying to do whatever I can do for my team, whether it's scoring, rebounds, steals, just anything.
Okay. Great birthday present.
Yeah.
Was it fun to play on your birthday?
Yes, it was. And, what more can you ask for than a win on your birthday? So, and a win like that, if that. So.
A win plus 16 points?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad night.
Not a bad night at all. You don't go into any game thinking, this is a piece of cake, right?
Yeah.
So what was your mindset headed into this one?
Just don't underestimate and just play my game. Like, don't let the other team make me play to their level, and just continue being strong and finishing strong.
How would you describe your game when you're really in a rhythm? What does that look like for you typically?
I would say I can be versatile for sure. I'm still trying to, get in the hang of things, adjusting and stuff, but I'm really a dominant back to the basket post player. But I love finesse play and shooting 3 balls sometimes, so yeah.
Coach, you mentioned getting more steals than you expected early in the year. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, the way we run the zone is hard if you don't see it every day. It's not normal coverages, and so we know we're going to get everybody's second best offense because if you don't do it every day against this, you can't replicate it in your own practice. And so I think it just makes reads much harder. And last year we finished averaging 11 steals a game. And really 2 a quarter is a pretty good number. That's putting you at 8, 9, 10, which is top of the country over the course of the year. And heading into today, we'd had 15 or 16 every game, and today there was 27. And, there's lots of different pieces. One, we just have really athletic players who are able to fly around, but to do that, you have to be playing as a group. And I think right now we're doing a great job of having ball pressure to get people sped up, but then doing a really good job of moving to the next rotation and getting hands and tips on it. And we do it a lot of different ways, and we cover different ways. All of our middles of the zone guard a little bit different. Tim, when she's at the top or at the bottom, she does it a little bit different. And so I think it just helps keep people out of a rhythm. But at the core, it's their ability to do it together, and then they're flying around and playing pretty hard. So I thought that has been a huge change where, all of our lineups right now are really bought in defensively.
Is defensive philosophy, is that something that evolves for a coach over the course of your career? Is it based off the personnel that you have at any one
Yeah.
given time? What goes into that?
Well, I'm the first to say I'd rather coach offense every single day. But defense travels really well. And so, if you have a team that's really great at defending, it gives you a lot of flexibility on offense. And, for the first 18 years of my career, we played almost all man-to-man, and then some, things happened, and then we flipped, and then we found some ways that made it really good. And, there's some other advantages. We are a little bit small at some of the guard spots, and that makes it, kind of negated when you're playing teams like, Kentucky and Indiana and other really big teams. They can't do different things to post up those guards. They can't take advantage of that size when it's in their favor, and so it helps us in a lot of different ways.
Tim, seven players in double figures today. What does that say about the balance and the depth of the team scoring?
I think we're pretty deep this year. I think we'll be able to have 5 kids average 8 to 10 a night, so it's going to help.
That has to help you when you do come out of the game, knowing that whoever's going in to replace you can score.
Yes, sir.
What have you learned about this team now? You're 5 games in. What have you learned?
Yeah. We're going to play hard. And to me, that gives you the best advantage. And it's a group that wants to win and get better. The teams that are really successful in March are the ones who make the most progress between now and March. And so all we ever really talk about is what's going well and what can we fix, whether it's individually through film or on the court or individual sessions, then as a group. And, I think right now the good news is we're pretty clear on what we need to get better at, and that makes it easier to attack. And that really is, when we're getting steals, we need to work on different ways of making sure we have balance and understanding how we're going to, look at things. But then offensively, in the half court, we're understanding what's working and what's not working. We just have to keep moving more possessions in our favor.
Neutral court game coming up now, a little bit different. So how do you see that?
It'll be a really good game. I had a chance to watch Upstate play last night, and their record's deceiving because they've played 3 Power 4 teams, including Kentucky. And so they got a good win last night. They have some, in some ways they're a little more balanced than what we've seen. They've got 2 really good shooters that we're not going to be able to lose, whether we're pressing or in the half court. And then on the interior, we're back to, big players again, 6'3", 6'4", and so I think last week is going to help us, but we're going to have to play well for 4 quarters for sure.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Good job, you guys. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.